Hello everyone, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're diving into a heartwarming Tet outing where Jack, Tu Tien, and little Anna turn a simple flower market trip into a glowing family moment until one tiny missing bag and a strange lingering glance make Jack realize peace can be fragile. If you enjoy the story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episodes. The week has been quiet, but Tet has a way of waking up every corner of the house. Even before sunrise, Jack is already on his feet. He opens the yard gate and looks at the handmade lights they hung earlier. Simple, a little uneven, but still there, still trying. Inside, Tu Tien moves through the morning routine with calm hands, sweeping the yard, wiping the altar area, straightening the tablecloth like she's smoothing out the year itself. Anna toddles behind her, humming to herself and dragging a tiny toy like it's important work. Jack adjusts his glasses and watches them for a second. "You two are up early?" Tu Tien smiles. "Someone is too excited." Anna points at the door. "Go," Jack laughs. "All right, boss, we're going." Today is flower market day. Tet suddenly feels real when you're choosing blossoms, not just talking about them. Jack loads the bags into the white Ford Ranger, checks that Anna's snack box is packed, and opens the passenger door for Tu Tien like it's a small ceremony. "You look beautiful," he says quietly. Tu Tien looks down at her simple outfit. "It's just something clean." "That's what I mean," Jack replies. "Clean, warm, and here. That's enough." On the road into town, motorbikes pass with kumquat trees strapped behind them. Small trucks carry chrysanthemums like bright yellow waves. Vendors shout prices. Neighbors wave. Anna presses her palms to the window and keeps whispering, "Wow," as if she's seeing color for the first time. When they arrive, the market is crowded but joyful. Peach blossoms in soft pink, apricot blossoms glowing yellow, chrysanthemums packed in rows, and red ribbons everywhere. The air smells like fresh leaves and damp soil, and the kind of hope people only allow themselves near the end of a hard year. Tu Tien slows down. Her eyes scan the stalls, and Jack notices her breathing change. "You okay?" he asks. Tu Tien nods, voice small. "I forgot how much I missed this." Jack reaches for her hand. "You didn't miss it. You were just carrying too much." They walk forward together, Anna in the middle. Anna keeps trying to touch everything, buds, ribbons, shiny ornaments. Jack gently redirects her little hands. "Gentle," he says. "We look, we don't pull." A vendor smiles at Anna. "Want a lucky charm?" Anna hides behind Tu Tien's leg, then peeks out with one eye. Jack chuckles. "She's brave at home." Tu Tien teases. "She's saving her bravery for later." They stop at a row of peach branches. Some are tall and dramatic, perfect for big houses. Tu Tien's eyes go to a smaller branch, curved, not perfect, but full of tight buds like promises waiting to open. "This one," she says. Jack studies it. "Why this one?" Tu Tien smiles. "It looks like us. Quiet, still blooming." Jack tries bargaining, but he sounds like he's negotiating a contract, too careful, too polite. The vendor laughs. "Your wife chose well. I'll give you a fair price." Jack looks pleased, like he just won something important. "See? I'm learning." Tu Tien bumps his shoulder. "You got lucky." They carry the branch back to the truck carefully, and Anna insists on helping by holding the smallest twig with both hands. She stands very still, proud of herself. Next, they choose a pot of chrysanthemums, bright, healthy, not too big for the yard. Jack taps the pot lightly, checking the stems like he checks materials at a construction site. Tu Tien laughs. "You inspect flowers the same way you inspect concrete." Jack shrugs. "Quality matters." Anna claps. "Pretty." Tu Tien's smile softens. "Yes, pretty." After the flowers, they move to the decoration stalls. They pick warm white string lights, a few simple red ornaments, and a small pack of blank red envelopes for Anna's preschool crafts. Nothing expensive. Just enough to make the house feel ready. Tu Tien pauses at a table of small lanterns. She doesn't buy one. She just stands there for a second, eyes distant. Jack lowers his voice. "What are you thinking?" Tu Tien swallows. "I'm thinking, I almost didn't get to see this kind of normal again." Jack doesn't answer with a long speech. He just steps closer, shoulder to shoulder, and places his hand over hers on the handle of the shopping bag. "You're here," he says, "and I'm here." That's enough to steady her. Back home, the afternoon light turns warm. Jack sets the peach branch in a heavy bucket of water near the yard corner. Tu Tien places the chrysanthemums by the front step, where they can be seen from the gate. Anna waddles between them like a tiny supervisor, pointing and babbling as if she's directing a big project. Jack opens the box of lights and sighs at the tangled wires. "Why do these always look easy in my head?" Tu Tien laughs and hands him one end. "Because you always imagine everything is straight." Jack smiles. "Then we fix it slowly." He climbs a short ladder, hooks the lights along the gate, and tests the switch. Tu Tien arranges ornaments so the red pops against the green. Anna helps by sticking a soft felt decoration onto the wall and stepping back with her hands on her hips, proud of her work. Tu Tien claps softly. "Good job, Anna." Anna beams like she built the whole yard herself. When Jack finally turns the lights on, a gentle glow spreads across the entrance. The yard looks different, still simple, still rural, but warm in a way that feels like a promise. Tu Tien goes quiet. Jack sees the memory flicker across her face. Darker nights, harder days, the fear of losing everything. He takes her hand again, steady and present. "You like it?" he asks. Tu Tien whispers, "It feels like home." Anna laughs and spins, chasing her own shadow in the light. For a few minutes, there's no past, no worry, no pressure. Just the three of them, the glow, and a small yard that finally looks ready for Tet. Then Jack picks up the receipt and scans it once, then again. His expression shifts, subtle but real. Tu Tien notices immediately. "What's wrong?" Jack points at the line item. "One bag is missing. We paid for it." Tu Tien looks at the empty corner where the bag should be, then back at Jack. Her voice stays calm but firm. "Tomorrow we go back," she says. "We fix it properly." Jack nods, feeling that tiny ripple in their calm. Tomorrow. That night, the house feels fuller than usual. Not because they bought a lot, because the yard finally looks like it's waiting for something good. The peach branch stands quietly in its bucket, like it's listening. The chrysanthemums hold their color even in the dim light, and the string lights glow soft, not flashy, just enough to make the gate look welcoming. Jack washes his hands at the outdoor sink, rubbing his palms like he can rinse off the whole year. Tu Tien brings out a simple dinner, steamed rice, a small bowl of soup, and a plate of stir-fried greens. Anna sits between them, tapping her spoon against the table like she's keeping time. Jack leans back and exhales. "I didn't realize how tired I was until I sat down." Tu Tien looks at him. "You always carry things until your shoulders forget how to relax." Jack smiles at the way she says it, gentle, not accusing. "And you? Are you tired?" Tu Tien hesitates for half a second, then gives him the honest answer without making it heavy. "A little, but today was good." Anna suddenly points toward the yard. "Light," Jack laughs. "Yes, light. Our house has light." Anna repeats it proudly, like she helped invent electricity. After dinner, Tu Tien takes a cloth and wipes the table again out of habit. Jack catches her wrist softly. "Leave it," he says. "Sit." Tu Tien sits, and Jack reaches across the table to hold her hand. No big speech, just a quiet pause that says what they don't always know how to say out loud. Then he glances at the receipt again. Tu Tien notices. "You're still thinking about it." "It's not about the money," Jack says. "It's just, we did everything carefully, and somehow one small thing is missing." Tu Tien nods, like she understands exactly what he means. That's why we go back tomorrow. Jack smiles. You sound like my supervisor. Tu Tien raises an eyebrow. I am. They laugh, and for a moment, it feels easy again. When Anna finally gets sleepy, Jack carries her to the bed. She wraps her arms around his neck like a little scarf. As he lays her down, she blinks up at him and whispers a soft, sleepy sound. Jack brushes her hair back. Sleep, little boss. He steps out and finds Tu Tien standing by the doorway, watching the yard lights. Her face is calm, but her eyes look like they're holding something fragile. Jack walks up behind her. Thinking again? Tu Tien's voice is quiet. I'm not thinking scary things. I'm just trying to believe this is real. Jack rests his chin lightly near her temple. It is real, because we made it real. Tu Tien turns slightly. What if it disappears? Jack doesn't pretend he doesn't understand. Then we build it again, he says. Slowly, together. Tu Tien lets out a small breath, like she's finally letting the thought leave her chest. The next morning, Jack wakes early again. He checks the lights, checks the gate, checks the sky like a man who wants to make sure the calm doesn't break. Tu Tien is already up, tying her hair and packing a small bag. Water, tissues, a snack for Anna, and the receipt folded neatly. Anna waddles out with her shoes in her hands, already ready. Jack opens the truck door. All right, mission, find the missing bag. Tu Tien nods. And fix it properly. They drive back to town while the streets are still waking up. The market is already busy, but not as crowded as yesterday. Vendors are setting out fresh flowers, refilling buckets of water, sweeping the ground. They park near the same stalls from the day before. Jack holds Anna's hand, and Tu Tien carries the receipt like it's a small promise. At the decoration stall, the vendor recognizes them immediately. Back so early? Jack stays polite, calm. We're missing one bag from yesterday. Tu Tien shows the receipt without pushing it forward aggressively, just enough to be clear. It's listed here. The vendor frowns and flips through a notebook. Which bag? Jack points. The red envelope pack, the one for crafts. The vendor looks around the stall, checks a stack of bags, then pauses. Ah, I remember. Someone else picked up a bag by mistake when the crowd got thick. Tu Tien's shoulders loosen slightly. Jack's jaw unclenches too. The vendor reaches under the table and pulls out the missing pack, sealed and clean. Here, sorry. It happens. Jack nods, still controlled. Thank you. Tu Tien accepts it with both hands, like she's receiving something more meaningful than paper. It's okay. We just wanted to finish it. The vendor smiles. That's a good habit. Finish properly. Jack gives Tu Tien a quick look, like the world just confirmed her. Anna claps because she thinks clapping is the right response to everything. Yay! They step away from the stall, and for a second, it feels like the ripple is gone. Like the universe gave them a small win and said, all right, keep going. They stop at a nearby drink stand and buy a warm soy milk for Tu Tien and a small sweet bun for Anna. Jack doesn't get anything, but Tu Tien pushes the cup toward him. Drink, she says. Your face looks like you're still holding the year. Jack takes a sip. This is good. Tu Tien smiles. See? Small things. They walk slowly back toward the truck, letting Anna look around. Jack lifts Anna up so she can see the flower rose, and she squeals at the bright colors. Tu Tien laughs, and her laughter sounds more like the old Tu Tien, lighter, less careful. As they pass a narrow walkway between stalls, Tu Tien suddenly slows. Jack notices instantly. What is it? Tu Tien doesn't answer right away. Her eyes shift toward a corner near the street, where a man stands half hidden by a stack of crates. He's not doing anything dramatic. He's just there, watching too long, not shopping, not moving. Tu Tien's fingers tighten around the bag. Jack steps slightly forward without making it obvious. He changes his position so Anna and Tu Tien are behind him, like it's the most natural thing in the world. Tu Tien whispers, "Maybe I'm imagining it." Jack keeps his voice low and steady. "You're not." But we don't panic. The man looks away when he realizes Jack noticed. He turns his head like he's suddenly interested in a different stall. Then he moves off into the crowd. Jack doesn't chase him. He doesn't stare. He just holds Tu Tien's hand and keeps walking. Tu Tien's breathing is controlled, but Jack can feel the tremor in her palm. "I hate this," she murmurs. Jack's voice stays calm. "I know." Tu Tien looks at him. "I don't want to ruin today." Jack squeezes her hand once. "You didn't ruin anything. We still finished properly, remember?" Tu Tien's eyes soften slightly. "Yes." They reach the truck. Jack buckles Anna into her seat first, then opens the passenger door for Tu Tien. Before she climbs in, Jack pauses. He doesn't ask 100 questions. He doesn't force her to describe every fear. He just says one thing, simple, steady. "Home," he says. "We go home." Tu Tien nods, grateful he didn't make it a scene. On the drive back, the countryside opens up again. Trees, low hills, small houses, smoke from kitchens. Jack keeps one hand on the wheel and the other resting near Tu Tien's, close enough to touch. Anna hums to herself in the back, already chewing her bun like the market was the best adventure of her life. When they arrive, the yard lights are still there, waiting. The flowers are still bright. The peach buds are still tight, patient, alive. Tu Tien steps out and looks at the yard. Her voice is quiet. "We did it." Jack nods. "We did." They walk in together. And even though something in the crowd felt wrong, even though Tu Tien's chest still holds a small shadow, they choose the same thing they've been choosing again and again. Calm. Home. One small step at a time, Tu Tien sets the recovered bag on the table and lets out a breath like she's been holding it since yesterday. Jack looks at her and says softly, "We finish things properly." Tu Tien smiles. "Yes, always. And for now, that's enough to keep the peace alive." Anna wakes up buzzing with excitement as Jack drives Tu Tien and their little girl to the Tet flower market. Peach branches, bright chrysanthemums, kumquat trees, and sparkling lights fill the streets, making the holiday feel suddenly real. They carefully choose flowers that fit their small yard and pick up simple red ornaments, string lights, and a few lucky envelopes for Anna's crafts. Back home, Jack climbs a ladder to hang the lights. Tu Tien arranges the blooms, and Anna helps with proud, clumsy hands. When the yard begins to glow, Tu Tien quietly pauses, remembering how heavy life once felt. Jack doesn't lecture, he simply takes her hand and stays close. As they clean up, Jack notices one bag is missing on the receipt. Tu Tien insists they return tomorrow to fix it properly before Tet, leaving nothing unfinished today.